Hi, it's me, it's Laura again, and it's so nice to see you. Thank you for joining me today, and I want to talk to you about self-love and what self-love really is and why we should love ourselves. And what I saw out there and what I experienced myself is that people have this misconception about self-love. And this misconception is, if you love yourself, you're a bad person, or you're a narcissist, or you're egocentric, or you're just thinking about yourself and you're egoistic. And to be honest, that's just bullshit. This is wrong. Self-love is basically just seeing yourself as someone that deserves care, that deserves, maybe also attention, that deserves to be loved, that deserves to be thinking good about, who deserves that people meet their needs. And loving yourself means that you allow yourself that you can meet your needs. And especially in today's world, people have forgotten how to care for themselves. They have forgotten how to properly care for their needs. And by that, I mean properly care for their nutrition, for their bodies, care for loving thoughts, self-talk. They have forgotten how to care for themselves in that they give themselves appreciation, or even as basic as having enough sleep, or not getting wasted or drinking alcohol too much or anything like that. So what does it mean to love yourself? Loving yourself is not something selfish. Okay, I really want you to understand that loving yourself is not something selfish. Yes? Because if you first think about it, if you become a mother, or if you, as basically as you have a little child you're looking after, and when they come into in your care, you give your best to make that child feel loved. So how do you do that? Now you look after their needs. So if they need something to drink or to eat, or you see, they're tired, they need to sleep, you make sure that they get what they need. And sometimes they don't even know what they need. So sometimes you have to kind of figure out, okay, what is it? Why are they cranky right now? Maybe it is they hadn't had anything to eat yet. So what do I need to do to make them feel good again? And also their emotional needs. So maybe they just experienced a bad situation. They had some strange man coming up to them and telling them strange things, where they might got, maybe they got scared from him or her, or from any strange person, or someone at kindergarten said something bad to them, like, I hate you, or something like that. And then this child comes to you and says, then that happened, and I'm feeling sad now. Or maybe they can't even articulate that they're feeling sad, but something is off. And as a loving person, in that moment, you would ask that child, okay, so what's wrong? Why? What happened? And then you would try to understand that child, and then you would empathize with that child. You would have empathy, and you would tell them, oh, honey, it's not your fault. Maybe this person had a bad day. I'm so sorry this happened to you. You would react in a way that makes sure that this little person doesn't feel like it's their fault. But somehow, I don't know why, but we do this to ourselves, and we think sometimes that this is how we should talk to ourselves. And the hard truth to accept about this is the way we talk to ourselves and the way we treat ourselves is the way we learned to treat ourselves. And yeah, it's wrong. So how do we treat ourselves better? Like it's basically, it starts with our needs. Recognizing when you have a need. When you feel stressed out, giving yourself permission to say, okay, I need a day for myself. I can't do anything of my responsibilities now. I can't now go to that party. I can't do that extra thing for my boss, whatever. I just need to stay at home and sleep. But that, for some people, it's so outrageous to think that you could give yourself that. It seems so selfish to do that. Or at least it was for me when I first started to learn to love myself. It was like, oh, it's so selfish to care for yourself. But that's a lie. And when you start treating yourself better and caring for yourself and making your needs important, this is what happens. You will feel really crappy and you feel like you're so selfish. And what I need you to know about this is that's normal, because that's how you've been trained to think about caring yourself, because the needs of other people are more important than your own needs. Or maybe that's what you've been taught in the past. So it's really important that you know it's normal to feel that way and that those feelings are not accurate. Yeah. It's not good and healthy to put someone else's needs always before your own. And I say always because sometimes you want to care for someone else, and it's good to care for other people. It's not wrong, but if you're doing it while ignoring your own needs all the time, then it's very, very toxic. And in the long run, it just makes you burn out and get depressed and have all kinds of negative impact in your life from it. So yeah, is there a simple thing that you can do now or you can do today to love yourself more? In fact, yes, there is. And you can do it by journaling. Just take a little book, and you could start by, like, if you have a coffee or morning coffee or your tea, or you have just 5 minutes for yourself or 3 minutes for yourself, and you write down something that you need. Just ask the question, what do I need right now? And if you do that, it's amazing what kind of thoughts will come up. And then I want you to feel into those thoughts. Like when the thought comes up of, I need space. Okay, so then you ask, okay, what kind of space do I need? Is it emotional space? Is it space to breathe? Is it space to sleep or to be alone? Or is it space to express what you really feel? And really try to understand what this need is trying to tell you there. And then not judging it, not making your need wrong, just try to find a way in the next days or so, in a tiny way first, to meet those needs. To maybe, if you need to really express your feelings because you feel like fed up with emotions you can't really explain, go to your best friend or go to a person that you trust that will listen to you and give you the space to express what you need or what do you feel. So that is a way that you can really start very simply in a small way to start to care for yourself more. Don't expect other people to know magically what you need right now. And maybe you've heard the term boundaries before. And What it means is basically boundaries give you space to be yourself. It gives you the permission to be yourself. So basically, if I put the boundary down that I'm a person that likes to go to bed early, like at 10 o'clock or maybe 8 o'clock, I don't know. And if you're that kind of person, you allow yourself to be that way. So if you have a friend that always wants to drag you out at night, that you have to go partying till 3 o'clock in the morning, and in truth, this really hurts your boundary because honestly, you just want to sleep, then this is a violation of your boundary. And it's not the other person, interestingly, who violates that boundary, it's you. You're not the one who says, no, I want to go to bed early today, I don't want to go partying, or whatever it is. So boundaries is the space that you give yourself to be yourself the way you want to be. But I understand that it's really hard to be yourself when you've been taught or when you believe about yourself that how you are is wrong. And that's something you really have to work on, to start to believe that you're not wrong as you are. Your preferences are not bad or wrong. And I know this is really hard, and I try to help you on that journey with my next videos to really go deeper into the topic of self-love and how to develop it, and really practical things that you can do right now to develop it and to feel better towards yourself. And that's the thing, ultimately, when you love yourself more, you have a higher capacity to really care and love for others. You know, it's not that loving yourself means that you're taking away love from the people in your life. Actually, it's the other way around, because when you really love yourself and care for yourself, you take off the pressure of the people in your life of trying to make you happy, of trying to make you feel good, because they can trust now that you take care of yourself and that you say what you need, and that you, ultimately don't give them the blame game later in a relationship, saying, you didn't take care of me, you didn't love me, you made me feel this way, you made me feel this way. So this is all connected. So when you start loving yourself, or in a better way, caring yourself and letting yourself be yourself, and start to discover how you want to be in the first place as well, then all your relationships will get better and healthier, and you will have so much more to give, and you will feel happier as well. Because that's what I think. It's in life, you're not supposed to suffer. You know, you may suffer for a while, or you go through pain, but ultimately the reason is to do something with the pain, to use that pain to create a better life for yourself, to find a higher degree of love and self-care, and a higher degree of love and relationships, and a higher degree of joy and freedom in your life. And it's not, suffering and pain is not there to make your life like you deserve it, or you're bad and then therefore you suffer. Now, normally we suffer when we don't take care of ourselves, and life is hard enough. So if you're hard on yourself as well, I don't want to be in your shoes. I don't want to be in those shoes I was a few years back when I was like that, and I couldn't love myself, and I thought it was my fault that I suffered. So I really understand the pain of not loving yourself, and also the transition going towards loving yourself, and how hard it is. But it is worth it I can promise you it is really worth it. And yeah, I think that's for today. And as always, I want to remind you that you're worth it, that you're lovable, and yeah, that you deserve love and light and happiness. And this is not selfish. Okay. Lots of love for you guys. Bye.